World War III has already begun, and it is about to get a lot worse. The US will be drawn deeper into the war in Ukraine, and geopolitical conflicts will only ramp up as tensions rise in the Middle East, sending oil to well above $100 per barrel. This will all end with either a nuclear exchange or a major false flag event in 2023, which will greatly benefit safe haven assets like gold.
Yeah, well, the COVID war changed life. The damage that it's done to billions of people around the planet is incalculable. The businesses that have gone out of business, the lives and livelihoods have been destroyed, and a whole different culture. Wearing masks now is part of the Western way, particularly the American way. And the Ukraine war just keeps ramping it up as governments continue to take more and more control and dictate to the people. I mean, here we are in the United States. By the way, I had so you know where I'm coming from. I had a peace rally back in July of 2022, excuse me. And I had Judge Andrew Napolitano, Scott Ritter, Gary Null, Phil Giraldi, top former CIA guy, that goes into George W. Bush's office. This is a fact. Shows them the data. There are no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And you know what George E. Bush told Phil Giraldi, the top CIA guy? Get out of the office. And Phil Giraldi quit. So when I talk about these issues and these trends, I'm using information and data that's factual and to see where we're going. So now let's go back to the demise of America's 20-year war in Afghanistan, where Biden pulls out the troops and it's a terrible, terrible scene, and the public is really disgusted with it. Then all of a sudden, the Ukraine war, everybody forgot about that. Now we're going to help fight the Ukraine to defeat the Russians. This is not a proxy war. America is at war with Russia. They're sending in Ukrainian troops to give them the skills to use the weapons that we're giving them. By the way, since February 24th, 2022, America has sent over $1 billion to Ukraine in weapons and quote aid. So now we're bringing troops over here to America to train them on how to use these weapons. Number two, the Defense Secretary of the United States, Lloyd Austin, former general, now a defense secretary. Oh no, I forgot. His job before that was sitting on the board of directors of Raytheon, the second largest defense contractor in America. He announced that we are sending, quote, advisors into Ukraine to show them how to use the weapons that America's sending them there. So it's called mission creep, and that's what they're doing. So America is at war, and NATO is at war with Russia. They are already pumping this thing that if a nuclear bomb goes off, here's 3 steps to take. They're running ads in New York City. When I was a kid, I just turned 76, they used to have us hiding under desks, scared out of our lives that if the Russians are going to drop an atom bomb. Oh, that's going to really save your life. You're under a desk and an atom bomb goes off, just like the 3 steps they're taking you. Go into your house, stand in the middle of the room, and take a shower. What are you kidding? You're dust. This is the stupidity, but here's what the Americans know. Hey, did you hear about that football player that got a heart attack? Oh my God. This only went on for what, a week and a half? Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, I hope they're back. This is the stupidity. And the breaking news that Jill Biden has to get some surgery over her eye. Top Yahoo News story. So what I'm saying is that people don't have a clue of what's going on, the dangers behind it, and the implications. Let's look at the imbeciles and morons running the show. I just told you I turned 76 years old. The year before I was born, it was the end of World War II, not ancient history. Maniacs destroyed Europe. Crazy people. And before that one, World War I. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, Yankee Doodle Do or Die. Let's go throughout history. What's your favorite war? I like the 100-Year War. No, the War of Roses was so beautiful. You got crazy people in charge. Look at the clown show. How can anybody with a brain bigger than a pea look up to a Mitch McConnell, a little Chucky Schumer, Lindsey Graham, all these tough guys that couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag that love war? They're mentally deranged. Hey, what's your favorite war? I told you about the Iraq War, how little Georgie Bush, a daddy's boy born on third base and thought he had a home run, lied us into the war. The facts were there. Never any weapons of mass destruction. Oh, and we're going to get that guy, Osama bin Laden, dead or alive up there in Afghanistan. That's a quote. And 88% of the American people swallowed it. No, you can't. Here's this guy, Sean Penn, just came out with this thing that Ukraine is winning the war. What am I, 6 years old? Russia took over 20% of the country. Depending on the reports you're reading, 70% of Ukraine's power and water infrastructure have been destroyed. So now Ukraine is going down. They're going to do anything they can to get more support. So they may attack one of the nuclear plants. You don't know. And again, a false flag event. False flag event? Again, my age when I'm growing up, those dirty Vietnamese, they attacked an American ship in the Gulf of Tonkin. Total lie by another guy, may he rot in hell, Robert McNamara, that started the Vietnam War. Never happened. Oh, and by the way, what's the United States doing in the Gulf of Tonkin? How about if the Vietnamese were in the Gulf of Mexico? Would you like that? So what I'm saying to you, it's war after war is lies after lies. You got maniacs in charge. Absolutely. And the United States. And again, I'm totally opposed to war. I want to make this 100%
That is very clear. That is very clear.
And I launched Occupy Peace movement back in 2014. So I'm totally opposed to war. But I totally understand why it happened. This is your Trends Journal from spring, when it used to be a quarterly, now it's a weekly. 2014, the United States coup of the democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych, written by Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, former Assistant Treasury Secretary under Ronald Reagan. Washington is driving the world to the final war. It's all about the United States coup of Ukraine government. This has been going on forever. Hey, once upon a time, there was a guy by the name of Dwight D. Eisenhower, 5-star general, supreme commander of the Allied forces, 2-term president. Farewell address, January 17th, 1961. The military-industrial complex is robbing the nation of the genius of the scientists, the sweat of the laborers, and the future of the children. He goes on to say that after every war before, there was no military-industrial complex. Those that were making plows started making armaments for the military, and then it went back to making plows. It's a total takeover, and all you have to do again is look at who the guy that's playing our Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, formerly sitting on the board of directors of Raytheon, the second largest defense contractor in the United States.